Alright, I think there are left upper corner and lower right. No? I didn't see them get cleared out. There were so many expansions on that previous game. Anyways, well, I was recording, I was talking about the previous game and talking to chat, and it started to record. Hello everyone, and now welcome. YouTube might be a little bit confused, like joining in mid-conversation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, definitely hit subscribe, and you'll know. Thank you for the follow. You'll know my new videos as they come up. Hopefully, I just try to we just try to bring you the best WarCraft 3 games out there. Since I am always casting from replays, any good replays that Metaphysics, as you can see in the chat, comes across, he definitely recommends them to me without me being spoiled by its contents. That is one of the reasons why before I had a replay screener, that sometimes there would be a little bit of a dud in the replay because, well, I don't want to know what's going to happen. As a caster of any type of event, knowing the outcome or knowing even some of the strategies would take away from the natural surprise and make my predictions a little bit invalid overall. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. It is going to be TBCBM spawning as the teal undead player over here on the bottom left. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, it looks like it's simplified Chinese that could almost be translated as Melon. So I don't know. I don't know what type of melon. Is it a winter melon? Is it a mukwa or whatever? I don't know, so don't ask me my Chinese skills. The only character I can read in there is CERN, which is actually the first character in Shanghai, which is up. So no, CERN Hoi, which is like the north city by the beach, is actually what that name means, if my butchered Chinese is accurate. Anyways, Archmage gonna go ahead and clear out this 3-3-4 creep camp. This is taking place all here on Concealed Hill. And after casting a 2v2 game, it really feels like I can slow my pace down just a little bit here, not trying to catch up to all of the action. The Death Knight now making its way out across, wants to disrupt the Archmage's, well, leveling, and does not want it to get to level 2. However, the downside here is, what we may end up seeing is the Acolyte may end up giving level 2 to that Archmage. The Footman actually didn't deal enough damage back across there, as the Skeletal Minions are, well, now diving in. Death Coil onto that unit there. A Skeletal Minion gonna not give level 2 as the units are still wandering back around. Footman now gonna go ahead and try and engage. Google Translator said it's Melon. Yep. All right. Archmage gonna be heading back off to the north here. Death Knight gonna be lying in wait, ready to use all of that death coil to steal a little bit of experience once again. There are also a lot of skeletal minions off over here. Sea Turtle, is it gonna end up getting taken down? Yes, it does, but at the hands of the skeletal minions. A little break right there, as the Archmage is now only 12 experience shy from level 2. Really wanting to get that next bit of experience. Again, there's that level 2 given by a skeletal minion, and the Death Knight says, do I even really want to use my time and energy to try and deny experience now on that Archmage? The Archmage is already at level 2, and well, at this point it might actually be better of be able to God of Melon. All right, so God of Melon, death coil right there, final blow. Archmage able to pick up that last bit of experience and that cloak of shadows. Footmen now on the way back here. We are looking at Crypt Fiends joining in on the battle. The Crypt Fiend does come bearing gifts as a Rod of Necromancy transferred over to that Death Knight. Right, we've already seen a large number of units there. Archmage gonna try and back up. A new charge of Rod of Necromancy was used. Water Elemental getting purged right there, so that was not exactly what he wanted at all. Footman taking additional envenom poison damage. Command Aura also causing problems here, as many peasants could get taken down. Skeletal minions will be popping up out of the ground here in just a moment. Death Knight may be able to get in a lot of damage. TBCBM gonna be able to perhaps finish off multiple peasants here. here, even after all of the creeps are gone, the Crypt Fiend should be able to start picking off some of those additional units. Archmage actually gets to level 3 before the Death Knight gets to level 2, as we're looking at the Death Knight getting to level 2 there. Level 2 now on the Death Knight. Death Coil steals that last bit of experience. Archmage sitting at level 3, pure up to vitality on that Archmage, getting it an additional 150 hit points up to 675. Alright, Crypt Fiend now looking to back up. Death Knight continuing to engage back and forth. Footman now going to go ahead and retreat back. Archmage looking pretty confident at setting up this expansion over here to, well, over here at what I will call the 11 o'clock position. Alright, coming through, Footman gonna be ready to go. Death Knight gonna finish off that well, that little crab right there. Tide Runner's gonna get taken down. Death Knight gonna do an easy job clearing up all of this here in just a moment, as the Archmage trying to shoo away the Crypt Fiend here. A little bit of easy early action, but I am concerned about the number of footmen that the Archmage is currently training up. With the expansion, you are forced to train up more tier 1 units, and that's actually one of the reasons why the Undead doesn't really have to worry about always expanding against the human player. And by keeping the pressure up constantly during the early portion of the game, the Death Knight has the opportunity to just end up taking down a lot of footmen later on. Death Knight is in trouble though, ends up getting surrounded, and this is exactly what you don't want to happen. Death Coil falling down onto more units again is going to be able to break free. Scroll of Town Portal finally being used there as that footman backs up. Alright. I'm casting a game, Aria. That's exactly what's going on. You know what's happening. No, it's not live. It's just a replay. Aria, please go take care of your morning routine. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to miss something. Lich now gonna go ahead out onto the battlefield. Claws of attack +6. Death Knight gonna go ahead and clear up this 4-3-3 creep camp. Archmage now looking to back again. Frost Nova onto a footman. Footman now trying to escape away, as the Death Knight now leading the charge back the other way, wanting to get a little bit more experience again. Lich is still right there, perhaps getting a kill onto a footman as the units retreat. Water Elementals currently out onto the field. Skeletal minions getting taken down, giving a little bit more experience again as the Archmage. Is it waiting for a Tavern Hero? Perhaps. One of the reasons why to wait by the Tavern is obviously a Tavern Hero. We're still getting a large number of footmen, but I do expect to see, Melon trying to save up a large amount of gold to train up at this Altar of Kings, a new hero, Mountain King perhaps, but also go for dual Arcane Sanctums perhaps. Archmage now making its way down. Footman going to be coming in, putting in that pressure. Water Elemental shifting back down as well. Death Knight, Lich going to be making their way off to the north, but the human army is inside the base once more. Water Elemental in position here. Archmage does not have enough to drop another Water Elemental as of yet, as the Acolytes are going to be in trouble. One Nerubian Tower, and we see a Staff of Teleportation coming in from the back, and now the Archmage able to jump inside the back here. Alright, a lot of problems. A Footman going to be able to easily hold it off, but the Death Knight with Death Coil can easily finish off that Archmage too. Archmage is going to be in trouble if it doesn't use another Scroll of Town Portal momentarily, and there you go. And I was waiting for it. The distance was long enough that the Archmage could have spotted the Death Knight with that Death Coil. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiend off to the north here. Footman going to try and engage, and here you go, a little bit of damage getting added up. Obsidian Statues. Lich now trying to back up again. Death Knight trying to run all the way back off to the north here, as we see a Crypt Fiend completely surrounded, but it does have Frost Armor, making it very difficult for those footmen to finish off. Lich now shows up to the party, or Death Knight now shows up to the party, able to finish off two footmen as well, as we're going to see perhaps a Scout Tower get taken out, and then following up with that Arcane Tower momentarily. Alright, damage is getting added through. Arcane Tower is there. Lich doesn't have that much mana, taking some feedback damage once again. Archmage was trying to heal back up at home, and that is, well, the downside to not having instantaneous healing. You cannot get right back into the action as a Stormbolt finds its target. Quick surround onto that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, well, unable to retreat back. It was left behind. No man left behind, but spiders, I guess, simply don't count. We are looking at tier 3 already. Orb of Corruption most likely will be purchased by the Death Knight, handed off over to that Lich. And now we're going to see that, well, the Undead army is going to have to try and operate without a Scroll of Town Portal for a little bit of time. No expansion, and well, being a little bit behind on supply means that he needs to invest into growing his army instead, and he simply just can't wait inside his base to get that Scroll of Town Portal. Lich will be able to get to level 3 here momentarily. I believe so. It should be close enough, considering well, the Death Knight is nearby, so it might actually take a little bit too much of the experience. Yes, it will take too much of that experience. Forest Troll High Priest gonna fall. There you go. Yep, just a little bit too much. All right. Mountain King Illusion diving on through just to gain sight and, well, do a little bit of scouting. No, for some reason, not clearing out this side of the forest yet, as that would, well, give you a little bit more lumber more quickly, even though at this point the ghouls are not showing any signs of being low on lumber. Easy surround on that Overlord right now. Death Knight gonna go ahead and finish this Overlord off, and once it gets taken down, Claws of Attack plus 12, a beautiful item to be added to that Lich, who all of a sudden will be doing terrible damage. And now we are even adding in the Pit Lord. Is the Death Knight gonna give the item over? Come on, the Lich is the one that is always going to be attacking the unit that has the negative armor due to that Orb of Corruption, and that Lich's attack is dealing, well, so much now, almost a critical strike every time, at least for the base side damage, and then also that negative armor, that damage will add up very quickly. All right, Arcane Tower quickly going to get destroyed. You can see a little bit of feedback damage coming through. Stormbolt onto that unit right there, as the Pit Lord does have, well, Pit Lord, Rain of Fire raining down across all of those footmen. The footmen who are thinking, yeah, I can surround a Crypt Fiend and easily take them down, all of a sudden having to deal with Rain of Fire, and also the Frost Nova from that Lich. More damage adding through. Pit Lord, Rain of Fire instead of Cleave or Howl of Terror. It has been quite some time since I've seen that particular ability being used, at least by the Undead. Sometimes you'll see Rain of Fire being used alongside Blizzard and Flame Strike from human players, just to have the trifecta of AoE channeled damage. Lich in that back position here trying to fight back, has a potion of invulnerability. Is it going to use it? No, Death Coil saves it instead. Footman taking a lot of damage, and well, there goes the Mountain King getting staffed of Sanctuary to back home. Archmage getting in a lot of damage there. Potion of invulnerability was not used, as the Footman now taken down again. A Death Knight nearby, and this expansion is going to end up falling. Beautifully played, beautifully done, and all of these peasants will get lost. That's pretty much experience on feet right now, as the Pit Lord about to, well, Death Knight gets that final blow. All right, peasants trying to run away. There's one more peasant off over here. Rain of Fire versus Human Expo, pretty common lately. All right, I will take that into consideration. Rain of Fire, extremely powerful, as we've seen right there. Militia, well, footmen are often the units at that point and stage in the game because the tech is delayed. And being able to use Rain of Fire to finish off all of those footmen and clear out and make the expansion have to, well, kind of reset a little bit, and also train up more peasants, quite a bit problem. All right, Rock Golem. Yeah, and also versus the peasants if they are trying to repair the towers, obviously. All right, let's take a look. Pit Lord here, ready to go. We do see Cleave, so Rain of Fire and Cleave, and the Pit Lord also does benefit from the Death Knight's Death Coil. Interestingly enough, or I believe it does, even though it's technically a demon. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to engage. Flying machines overhead, trying to finish things off here. We are looking at Forest Troll High Priest getting taken down. Destroyers are here ready to go once more, as the Death Knight in transition and rotating again. Flying machines, well, gonna be offering a bit of protection again. I think it was actually Happy's idea, interestingly, to use Rain of Fire going up against Human Expos, and And I guess Happy was thinking to himself, you know what? The Night Elf gets all of the fun in trying to shut down human expansions. What could he possibly do with the Warden? What could he possibly do with Undead? Saw the Tavern Heroes and said, you know what? Rain of Fire might actually work out well. Deals damage to towers, also prevents peasants from being able to repair them, and then opens things up for the Crypt Fiends and everything else to try and push on through. All right, double destroyers still up in the air here as we're looking at the Fountains of Health. Well, are they going to be cleared up by, Lin or TBCBM? Keep on saying Lin Gao Gao. TBCBM here. All right, Red Drake quickly gets ensnared down. Pit Lord trying to get as much mana back. Obsidian statues joining back in on the fight, trying to kind of walk around the whole entire map here, as we may have a potential creepjack. Knights leading the charge. Have Sundering Blades going to try and finish off some of those units. Flying machines, well, we're getting webbed down, and are they perhaps going to get finished off here? There you go, a little bit of easy damage right there. It's going to go ahead and take it out. Pit Lord sitting at level 2, may be able to get to level 3. No, just shy. 1 experience shy from level 3. Alright, gonna go ahead and clear out a different creep camp off over here. We may be seeing TBCBM trying to set up an expansion now, training up an Acolyte. Ghouls are clearing up the trees, could actually go down here, not quite sure why. Trying to clear out the further distance and then come back. Alright, Pit Lord is at level 3, level 2 Rain of Fire over level 2 Cleave. Meanwhile, Death Knight is at level 4 and Lich is at level 4. Human army a little bit behind in the experience race at this point, as the Paladin has a vampiric armor, which is going to be helpful for those knights going up against those Crypt Fiends. Alright, Water Elemental, well, diving on in and just pretty much getting devoured by those destroyers, as the Death Knight now leading the charge off to the north. Expansion already started here, haunting that gold mine, as the Archmage, Mountain King, and Paladin have a lot of work to do. Destroyer's going to try and engage only 2 flying machines, Obsidian statues, and well, there goes the rest of the flying machines coming in from the backside there. And the Crypt Fiend's now looking to back up. We can take a look. Easy death on that Crypt Fiend after a Stormbolt, as the Knights are finding their target. Knights doing a lot of damage. However, that Paladin is going to be a little bit of trouble. Gets up to level 2 just in time. Rain of Fire trying to finish things off on many of those flying machines again, as the Destroyers are in a massive retreat back. Rain of Fire still raining down. Lich gets taken out, and wow, Melon is just doing a great job shutting down the Undead right now, and it looks like the Pit Lord could fall as well. Pit Lord also falls. Level 4 Lich and level 3 Pit Lord both fall. Mountain King trying to catch up to its target is going to be able to get off any Stormbolts here, as the flying machines are finishing off Destroyer after Destroyer. Death Knight also lying in wait. They're going to see a Stormbolt there, getting in that stunning blow, and that Crypt Fiend will just get taken down. Units now making their way back down across again. That was a great engagement by Human. Perfect timing indeed. 75 supply compared to 35. And well, this is what the Undead army is almost half the size of, no, it is half the size of the human army at this point, as the Knights are getting ready to push on through. Undead will be getting up an expansion momentarily. There it goes, but is it going to be too little too late, as the Crypt Fiend tries to stay alive, but it did have that Orb of Fire debuff, making it the Death Coil not fully effective. Lich is back out onto the field, gets Stormbolted again. It has the Orb of Fire debuff. Death Coil there as well. Staff of Sanctuary saving, I believe, another Knight, as the Death Knight now looking to pull back again. Pit Lord getting resurrected. Is it going to be enough? Mountain King, Abomination going to get taken. Nope, does not get taken down, but as we've seen, that Orb of Fire really reducing the effectiveness of that Death Knight's Death Coil, as the Paladin gets up to level 3. Paladin could be in trouble. Paladin, a Divine Shield is on cooldown, 7 seconds left, and well, does not make it out. Alright, fighting back the other way. Death Knight still trying to make its way out, getting another Death Coil off onto perhaps another unit. Level 5 now on the Death Knight, as the Death Knight double backs again. 34 supply compared to 71. We are looking at a Water Elemental, perhaps going to get taken down. Death Knight trying to finish it off. Lich is sitting at level 4, and one more blow. That Lich getting that killing blow. Alright, negative armor. Yeah, negative armor, adding in all of that there. You can see that the Lich is just dealing so much damage, but in that frontline spot, you cannot have the Lich trying to absorb all of that damage. Death Coil does find its target, saves that Lich temporarily, but the Lich could still be in trouble. Lich still trying to fight its way back out. We're looking at siege engines now rolling on in, causing problems. Altar of Darkness going to finish off the, or siege is going to finish off that Altar of Darkness. No, in comes the repairs, but it's still too little, too late, as the Spellbreakers, well, as the Spellbreakers are, well, trying to remove all that mana from that Death Knight. Siege Engine now going after the Black Citadel itself. Death Knight trying to retreat back. Obsidian Statues trying to keep up with that Death Knight. There's that Death Coil again. Staff of Sanctuary saving saving another knight out of that spot. I thought it was okay, as the Spellbreaker does end up falling. Siege Engines continuing to put pressure off over here. 33 supply over 70. If somehow Melon loses this game, he will wonder how he let this game escape from him. As the, well, there goes that Paladin. Quick Death Coil Frost Nova 1-2 combination punch finishes it off, as the Divine Shield was still on cooldown. Siege Engines now rolling on up here, and this is just going to get taken down so quickly. No meat wagons to be seen anywhere on the map, and heroes melting or freezing left and right, as the Obsidian Statues are providing so much mana to the Death Knight and that Lich. Units are going to go ahead and chase. Flying machines overhead. However, that does not look very scary when they have no ability to attack the ground. Siege Engine's going to roll. Well, the human army using the workshops to, is that all from one workshop? No, 2 workshops to try and finish things up. Knights, 1-1 upgrades. 1-1-1 upgrades. Meanwhile, only 1 upgrade for the Undead army. Each upgrade is essentially a 10% boost to 10% boost to effective hit points, or 10% boost to damage. For all of you guys who just want to do quick calculations. Siege Engines, 2-1 upgrades now, and it's going to perhaps try and take down the Slaughterhouse. 1 Siege Engine, however, caught in a tough spot. It does get taken down. Death Knight is at 5, Lich is at 5, as the expansion here now, well, gonna get bombarded from the air. 9 to 12 siege damage each. So, well, that does add up, considering that flying machines are very, very low supply units. All right, Meat Wagon gonna try to get some damage there. Oh, purposely attacking in front of where the units are gonna be and getting in that damage onto those difficult to kill siege engines. Wow, down to 11 hit points. There it goes. This siege engine now trying to back away again, and being able to micro a Meat Wagon to deal that damage to the siege engine is actually rather difficult. One Meat Wagon should have been joining in on the fight, or perhaps it wants it for defense. Staff of Sanctuary saves that siege engine there. All right, heavy mech, heavy tanks in this matchup here. Meanwhile, Knight's going to go ahead and get ready to engage. Death Knight now making its rounds. Staff of Sanctuary saving up another Knight there. Flying machines getting picked out of the sky from that web, as another Knight could get taken down. Death Knight is nearby trying to finish it off. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Are we going to see the death of a Knight here, or the death of a Death Knight? Well, death of a Knight first, as the Pit Lord is still trying to fight his way through. Flying machines unable, well, now going to the Obsidian Statue is still on cooldown. We are looking at a Lich. Lich gets a Death Coil. It is saved temporarily, but there are still 3 Water Elementals causing so much problem. 1 falling due to time life. Knights continuing to push their way through. Obsidian Statues trying to, well, retreat back. There goes a Death Coil finding its target as an Abomination ready to join in on the fight. 40 supply compared to 65. Things are trending in TBC BM's direction, but how much longer are they going to continue to trend? Death Knight making its way back over. Paladin, is it going to end up getting taken down? There are a lot of flying machines overhead again, and they're going to start dropping bombs. Here we go. Death Coil finding that Crypt Fiend just in time, as the units are all looking to back up again. Pit Lord trying to retreat back. Are we going to see, well, Frost Armor onto that Pit Lord, as the Death Knight finds Death Coil on the Lich once more. Still getting in some easy, good shots still, as the skeletal minions and the Knights causing a lot of problems. Knights trying to make their way over. Death Coil going after the Mountain King. Mountain King could be in trouble. Are we going to see a Frost Nova onto that Mountain King? No, no Frost Nova on the Mountain King. Stormbolt instead. Staff of Sanctuary, as the units are now trying to, well, continue to chase. Another Knight could get taken down. 1 Knight gets taken down here. Water Elemental going to get taken down. 34 supply compared to 67. 55 supply army for the human compared to 29. Death Knight picks up a potion of lesser invulnerability. Hero levels still slightly in favor of the Undead army, but that's the only thing he really has going for him, as an expansion, well, on Concealed Hill, swapped over to the human side. Being able to take the center expansion is important enough. Being able to take your opponent's expansion and, well, and then force an engagement there, that is going to be a problem. If you don't force an engagement there, that means you're also just mining very freely in that spot with no real worry. Archmage now going to be making its way over here to the top left. Rain of Fire coming down, trying to shut down this arcane tower. Going to be doing exactly that. No real problem. All the peasants pretty much forced to retreat and run for the hills. A human says, you know what, I'll gladly trade time and all of these peasants here as I try and push into your main base instead. All right, Flying Machine's looking to back up again. Water Elemental going to go ahead and be dropped. Spellbreakers are all in position. Siege engines roll on up as well. Scroll of Town Portal coming across. Is that Siege engine going to be able to finish it off? In comes all of those units. No massive AoE against all of those units that just teleported down. Siege engine trying to back away again. Are we going to see the Death Knight? No, the Death Knight will not get to level 6 here, but it will get a little bit closer again. All right. Human army 68 over 96 supply. Death Knight now shows up. Spellbreaker wants the backup, doesn't want to quite engage yet, and the Undead hero is going to cause some major problems going after many of those units. Flying Machine's just going to come overhead and say, you know what, I don't see any Crypt Fiends, why don't we just go ahead and engage freely? Now, we don't have that many orbs of corruption. Wait, is that obsidian statue attacking another obsidian statue? Looked like it temporarily. All right, Flying Machine's going to go ahead and get ready to engage. Lich completely surrounded. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability not used as of yet. Down to 165 hit points, and there it is used. All right, Archmage trying to back up. Paladin able to get off a 400 hit point. Holy light, as the units are still engaging back and forth. Death Knight is in serious trouble. Needs to back away. Able to run away because of that frost armor, slowing down those knights who were in pursuit. Lich was, well, Death Knight, I believe, was trying to get a Death Coil onto the Lich, unable to do so, hitting a Knight instead as the level 5 Lich falls. All right. All right, Pit Lord could be in trouble. Death Coil finds its target. Death Knight gets up to level 6, and, well, Unholy Aura level 3 now online to try and move away faster. Raised Dead, rarely ever used, as it is just not that powerful of an ability, and the units are now just going to sit inside the base. And, well, TBCBM contemplating life inside his base, as many Undead players do. Meatwagon did find and is now clearing up this expansion off to the north, but little does he know that his opponent has an expansion here at the 5 o'clock location. One Meatwagon doing a lot of work, but it may not be enough, considering, well, the economy is still going fairly strong for Melon. All right, repairs are still underway. Flying Machines finishing off units here. Oh, the Paladin almost getting taken out there, using a Divine Shield to try and stay back. Death Knight is nearby. 15 seconds of invulnerability as that Paladin, well, still wandering around. Death Knight about to make its way back, or are we going to see? It's got 5 more seconds. Death Knight gets Storm Bolted. Spellbreakers could easily surround, perhaps try and remove some precious mana as the Death Knight, well, is trying to find that Paladin. I think he just wants to kill that Paladin just for good measure, but Paladin is purposely going to stay in the back, perhaps not get taken out. Spellbreaker is going to try and find that target. Death Knight has 150 mana again. Death Coil finding it right there, as the Death Knight is, well, in a very, very serious spot right here. Still trying to find and figure its way out. Are we going to get another Death Coil? Yes, we are. Pit Lord sitting at level 3. Death Knight now out of mana finally, as the Rain of Fire raining down, but not going to work. Pit Lord trapped in an uncomfortable spot. It will get taken out, giving level 4 to that Paladin. Paladin has Divine Shield used again, but the Death Knight didn't even have enough mana, and there is the GG. A wonderfully played game by Melon. Even though he was behind on heroes for quite some time, the economic advantage gave him a big win during the middle portion of the match, giving him a large army advantage over his opponent. Strong play there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.